June 3rd, 2021. Thought I'd do a quick walk through the garden. Haven't done one in a while due to not getting a lot done. Pear tree has been coming down. Corner slowly getting cleaned up. Some tomatoes up front. Just got these planted yesterday. Cherries are ripe. Need to get those picked soon. My asparagus growing quite nicely. Picked some this year. Haven't got a lot planted here. Mushmelon is in. Strawberry barrel. Still haven't got the irrigation hooked up yet, but it is growing strawberries. Not bad for getting it planted a little late. Compost food grade bucket in the top. Watermelons are planted here. They're not up yet. Black raspberry that has to be moved. Gooseberry bush was loaded really well. Some still is. Grandkids have been eating them quite a bit. Carrots in this bed, they did not come up very well. Carrots over here didn't do too bad. So we'll replant the other bed. Sweet potatoes here and over there. Pretty good wheat crop in a lot of the paths. Tomatoes, got them planted a day or two ago. Those were delicious tomatoes. These are Rutgers. Consolute Genovese will be down at that end, still mulching. Got some bricks to try to build a raised walkway there. Cabbage plants, got a few of those in last night. And of course, rabbits and different things are eating them about as fast as they go in. This one will have to be replaced. Another one completely gone. Several more completely cut up. Most likely a blue jay doing them. Some more completely chopped pieces. Kind of a nuisance. All you get done is replanting the same thing over and over. These completely destroyed last night sometime. Some beets will go in there. Eggplants so far this year has been left alone. I do have to get them sprayed. The flea beetles have found them. This here will be mushmelon. Birds eating the wheat. This will be winter squash. Got some volunteer squash already up. Last year's carrots, I'll pull a few more of those out. And tomatoes will go in here. A few of my pots. Tomatoes, some of the earlier ones went in here. These are the survivors, I should say. More tomatoes planted down here. I'll have to get the center of the beds cleared out. Some sweet corn from last year coming up. More tomatoes in the green onions. Planted lettuce here in the green beans last night. They, of course, the green beans have been getting eaten up, so I'm hoping to slow that down possibly a little with the lettuce plants. See how that goes. Straw, put that down last night. Later in the evening, some wheat in the distance. Great deal of wheat here and here. That's from last year's straw. Cucumbers are up. Been started putting in some cherry tomatoes here. This will be some watermelon. Redone the wiring up above. This will be for the pole beans. Wires all the way across. We'll probably have to reinforce some of that a little with some more hedge fence posts. This one's crooked. It hasn't been fastened up all the way yet. Strawberries. Can't keep up with picking due to planting and replanting everything. Looks like something's eaten most of those last night, but there is a great deal of strawberries around on the plants. Well, a bale of the straw right here I've been working on. Another bale sitting there. Dropped 2 loads of mulch here this year. Got to work on some weeds back here, which will be somewhat easy with the mulch and straw so readily accessible. Tomatillos, some tomatoes at that end. Tomatoes, potatoes. Grandkids planted those. They've been growing quite well. Planted a few herbs or spices here. This is Italian parsley. There's some cilantro over there. Got to clean out these spices and beds and get them cleaned up to plant. A couple more tomatillos. But seems like I'm getting a little overrun this year. Trying to keep the animals out and working on fences. Wire has been doubled up all the way around the perimeter. I found one hole where the rabbits seem to be sneaking in at. Still got to plant that. Got the rest of my fall garlic in, I think. Replanted some peppers last night. You can see where one was just chopped off and left to lay. Lettuce that hasn't been eaten has been doing quite well. Need to get picking and eating some more of that. Onions haven't been doing too well, but they are taking off. This is a stand of garlic. This will be summer garlic, planted last fall. These onions are taking off. I've got to get the potatoes fully dug and removed so they'll stop coming up in these beds. Potatoes again here from many years ago. More lettuce growing. Peppers will grow up in between and take over. Volunteer asparagus growing there. Another there. This corner still got to be cleaned up a little. There is leaves dumped in the middle to clean it up pretty good. Be one of the next projects in a few days after I get my wire here put up. Thought I'd show this. Quite unexpected. I guess the extra cold has triggered pineapple to grow. This is actually a top from last year. This won't get very big due to the small size of the plant. It should not have formed a pineapple this year. This plant should have grown and produced next year. So it is one of the better tasting of my pineapples. So I will save any plants that come off of it and grow them. But sadly, I'm not going to get any size off of that one. Do have a much larger plant back this way. This was one again produced last year. This is actually last year's pineapple. It was tiny, so I didn't even pick it off. And there is 1, 2, 3 branches off the side of the plant, and 2 of those are producing pineapples this year, possibly even the third. Again, I think it's due to the cooler temperature shocking them into it. A crossbreed iris that grew here in the garden, quite different color, growing quite well this year. Another pineapple. The top broke out of this one, is in another pot. Pepper with another pineapple growing. And finally, this is the largest pineapple plant that I'm hoping to grow a nice size pineapple this year. This pineapple should grow one next year in that pot. Tough thing to finally figure out. The pineapples don't actually have true roots. They've got more of a finger that comes out and hangs on. So you have to fertilize the plant through the leaves, and you have one season to grow the plant as big as possible. And they say that no matter what, the pineapple will weigh the exact amount the plant weighs. So you have to get your plant as large as possible. Loofahs, some of those plants are in and growing. A couple of bitter melons growing over here with some wild strawberries. Of course, they're growing everywhere. Still have not made it over to clean out the asparagus beds. This will be probably a mess to deal with that I'll deal with in the summer when it's easier. There's wild strawberries in there as well, but this corner will have to be completely cleaned out. And then the beds for regular strawberries are being extended. I'll put in more there and over here. And then another straw bale in the distance there. Peaches, they are setting on and doing well. this year. Another ramp, working on the paths, bridge to go over the drainage so nobody trips. Peaches are doing quite well. Red raspberries aren't doing too bad. They're needing a little TLC. Blueberry plants along here. I think there's barely 3 remaining from rabbits eating them in the winter. This I'll have to clean up in the next few days, and this will be planted in watermelons as well. Of course, the path being worked on. So this is the garden so far for June 3rd. Hopefully in another week it'll be looking a lot different.